Evening, friends. How are you doing tonight? It's 8 p.m. It's the 6th of November, and here we are again. It's CNLZ Live, and it's a lockdown. We have two amazing guests for you tonight. We've got Susie Dobson. She's out of Cambridgeshire, and she's playing the ukulele tonight. And we also have Katie in the attic. Now, surprisingly, she's not in the attic, but somehow the name stuck, and she's playing the keyboard for us tonight. But Richard Latto, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm very good, Pete. Yeah, well, I say very good. I got my poor dog. I was going to say little dog. He's not. He's a big, fat golden retriever at my feet down here because there's people letting off fireworks outside.
I know.
The
I've
day
just
after
had some
bonfire
myself.
night.
Yeah.
It's loud, so loud. It's just people doing their own garden displays, isn't it? More than ever this year, I'm guessing, without all the public arranged ones. But yeah, he's absolutely petrified. But sorry, I'm going to get through it. I poured myself a little small glass of wine.
That's like a Graham Norton style.
No, I've got small hands like President Trump. That's why it looks bigger because my hands are so small.
Well, cheers, Richard. It's the only way we're going to get through lockdown. Copious amounts of alcohol.
Cheers, yeah. This is like a bad public information film, isn't it?
Yeah. How to deal with mental health. Just hit the booze. So what have you been watching this week?
Oh, loads of stuff. I know you've got a couple of videos you want to share, P. I've got a couple as well. I don't know what order you've got them in. Do you want to go with one of mine first?
Yeah, let's definitely go with one of yours first.
There's a really short one that I found from a Sky Sports channel. So
I love this
channel.
Yeah,
they do loads of rolling sports news, loads of sporting events, obviously, and there's a brilliant male presenter in the studio, and he's throwing to one of the reporters that's one of the grounds, and this has got to be the most Alan Partridge of all accidental Alan Partridge moments ever. Have a look at this.
Just confirming the ground is now good to say. Oh, you've been joined by a beautiful lady.
It's a man, actually, Derek.
That poor guy, unbelievable, wasn't it?
It's just cringeworthy, isn't it, as well, to mistake. But the fact that he was so confident to say, "Oh, you've got a lovely looking lady with you," the fact that but also
that's why they never comment on something like that in the news, do they? Why would they?
Don't risk it. Don't risk it at all. Just don't say anything. Just say, "Who's that you're with?" Rather than they probably thought, "Oh yeah, I'll throw in a compliment there about them being a rather attractive young lady," and then the fact it turned out to be a man. Embarrassing. The other little clip I've got for you is this is kind of blatant promotion. Everyone's talking about it though. It's doing so well on social media. Sacha Baron Cohen, the next Borat film, second movie. It is outrageous, absolutely outrageous. You kind of watch it 90% of the time with your mouth just aghast as to what is going to happen next. You kind of have to watch it through your fingers as well. You saw the first Borat, I'm guessing, Pete?
Yeah, I saw the first one. Also seen the second one. Absolutely loved. I was in stitches for the first 15 minutes of the second one. It was just fantastic, actually.
It's very good.
You lose it a little bit along the way.
Yeah, it's a very short film as well, isn't it? But I like that because I've got short attention span, so it kept my attention through it. I didn't need to nap through it like I do most films now. But yeah, this was great. It's on Amazon Prime, but have a look at this. This is a behind-the-scenes bit of footage for when he's at some kind of American rally and he's doing his whole shtick on stage and he's antagonising the crowd. And this is what happened. This is behind the scenes. Have a look.
Take them to your hand flow. What are we gonna do with the radical leftists? We're gonna chop them up like the Saudis do, or gas them like the Germans do? Let's go. Go. Are we locked?
The doors are locked?
Yes, sit down.
Hold it.
Drive. Go.
Oh my goodness, it was so scary, wasn't it, for Sacha Baron Cohen there?
It is. You actually feel sorry for him. But when you examine what he's doing, the way he antagonizes people, why should you feel sorry for him? Because he's obviously doing stupid things and things are going to happen like that. But then when you watch it, you think, my goodness, no, don't threaten him. And isn't it crazy to hear his natural British speaking voice when he's in the back of that truck trying to hide from all the guys trying to break in and get to him. Mad, man. You found a couple of videos this week, haven't you? I've seen them. These are hilarious. What have you got?
Yeah, I really love these ones. There's a guy. He's called Nat. What I reckon. He's an Australian YouTube kind of a chef. He's a rock star. He's lots of different things. But I particularly loved this video because it was entering into lockdown as we are, quarantine and everything, and he's got a beef, and his beef is tomato sauce in a jar that you get. To put over spaghetti. He's saying you shouldn't do it, and here's why.
What's going on, champions? I'm here because I'm concerned. I'm worried about you. It's coronavirus season and people are panic buying all sorts of stupid shit. They're buying all the toilet roll. They're buying all the frozen Hawaiian pizzas. And you know what garbage is next to go? This shit. Jar sauce. It's fucking disgusting. Tastes like shit. There's a plethora of fresh food out there where you can just make this without having to drop kick 35 tons of sugar up your guts. Just because you got coronavirus and you're stuck in your house doesn't mean you have to eat like a fuckwit. You can't have toilet roll and Hawaiian pizza fucking sandwiches for the rest of your life. So let me just show you how to make classic tomato and basil sauce with, guess what? Fresh food. You might even impress your friends that you've got locked in the garage because you don't trust them. They look a bit sick. Fuck this sauce. Ta-da! Actual food. Ooh,
love it. That's what I reckon. He's an absolute sensation, and he doesn't hold anything back, does he, Rich?
No, I can see his point. It reminds me of that bit in 40 Towers where one of them says to Basil Fawlty, one of the customers, "Are these peas fresh?" And he says, "Oh yes, of course they are. I've only just opened the tin." Yeah, he's basically saying, you're lazy, aren't you? You're just opening a jar of sauce. Make your own blooming sauce through quarantine. You've got time on your hands, haven't you? Now, the next one that you've got, I can't believe that you like this, Pete, because I didn't think you had a potty mouth. This is outrageous, this video. But it's so funny because we all know that Catherine Tate character, Nan.
Absolutely, yeah.
And this feels like it's life imitating art, doesn't it?
It does a little bit. And also, because of the whole coronavirus thing, this was actually done before Corona. And it's a little sketch where the grandson is sneezing over the grandmother. And obviously, you know, that's really bad right now. But it wasn't back in 2019. But here we go anyway.
Sneezing all the time.
I've told you to get a flu jab.
Right.
Yeah, but Stacey the good.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for
Achoo!
For you.
I can't
Oh, for you, if you dirty cunt. You shouldn't do that.
Mama, I can't stop sneezing.
Well, put your hand out your fucking mouth.
Oh, my goodness. And Nan swearing. I just love it so much.
Horrific, but we love it. Yeah. The ultimate breaking Nan protocol, isn't it? Swearing like that.
It totally is. If you want to check out Paul and Stacey vlogs, check out their YouTube channel. They've got some funny stuff on there. They've got something quite good from Halloween as well. But we should talk to our guests tonight, right, Rich?
Let's do it.
Amazing musicians for us tonight. They've both been on before. We've got Susie Dobson, and we've also got Katie in the Attic, otherwise known as her real name, Katie Hughes. How are you doing both tonight?
Good, yeah.
Very good.
Now, we should clarify, shouldn't we, Pete, that Katie is just by herself. That isn't a second person in the background doing another Zoom. That is a mirror that you've got there. It's not just some weird, freaky coincidence or sweatshop of people all on keyboards doing all these Zooms for all these different people.
Yeah, can you imagine? What I really love is that she's got these amazing yellow speakers. Those speakers are so cool.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, why buy black speakers? You know, you can have any colour.
To be fair, they're not mine. My husband had them when I met him.
They're your hubbies.
I've kind of taken over them now, though.
Is it your husband that plays the drums? I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he came down earlier and he tried to help out with the sound, and he seems like the technical guy in the relationship.
Yeah, I'm not technical minded at all.
And you play the keyboard and also the viola, is that right?
Yeah.
Now, for those of us who don't know, like me, what's the difference between the viola and the violin?
Well, I'll have to correct you. It's a viola to start with.
Ooh, schoolboy error, Pete.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, it's just my accent. You know, I grew up in Cornwall. That's how we say it.
Well,
that's how we say it.
Yeah, so it's basically a bigger violin. So you still play it like a violin, and it's deeper sound. So it's got the same strings as a cello, actually.
Oh, nice.
So I feel like it's like a higher sounding cello.
Do you have it there? Can you show it to us?
I do.
Well, on first little look at that, it's a violin, isn't it, Rich? Is it a violin?
Oh, well,
If you compared
a
it
mini
in size,
violin.
if you compared it in size to a violin, it's a lot bigger.
Is it bigger than a violin, is it? It looks smaller. Oh, wow.
That would be a big violin.
You sure this isn't like a Donald Trump kind of hands are smaller kind of video? He does
Definitely
have
bigger.
very small hands, doesn't he? Have you noticed when he's doing this? He does have such small hands. And Susie, you've got your ukulele there, right? It can't be that much smaller or bigger than the viola or viola.
Well, this is a baritone ukulele, so a lot of ukuleles are a lot smaller, but this is sufficiently big that lots of people are confused at gigs and ask me to clarify, is it some kind of weird guitar or is it a ukulele? So yeah, this one probably is a similar size to a viola. Yeah.
Do you have to say to anyone, it's not a child's guitar, I didn't get this at Toys R Us. This is the real deal.
I do always feel like I have to justify myself when I tell people I play the ukulele, because I think people often have that in their minds, that it is like a child's instrument, the child's guitar. And I have to say, it sounds hopefully better than the ones that you might have seen kids playing, unless it was a really good kid playing a really good ukulele, I don't know. But
I'm sure it is. When I first saw a ukulele in a shop, I actually went up to the guy and said, I really like your children's guitars. How much are they?
And they do have a different number of strings as well. But it's the same, this is the same strings as the top four notes of a guitar. It's the same octave. So it does actually, is basically a child's guitar. I just haven't learned how to play the big ones yet. Maybe I'll progress one day to the grown-up instruments.
You never know, you never know. And tonight is kind of like a swearing special. It was kind of brought on by Ali Artahar last week saying the MF. I'm not going to say it, I'm not crude enough. But actually, Katie, you've got a little bit of a story about when your little boy was in the supermarket.
Oh my god, yeah, just last weekend. So he's in the trolley with me, playing with some pasta, like talking to himself. He's like, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what did he say now? I told you earlier.
Was it a bloody or was it...
No, it wasn't a bloody, it wasn't that bad.
Bugger, it was a bugger.
It was a bugger, yeah. Move out the way, you bugger. That was it. Move out the way, you bugger. It's just top of his voice, happily playing to himself, like, my God, Matthew, can you...
Well, the funny thing was, when I was growing up, bugger was a fine word to use. Like, I was a little bugger, you know? Like, that was what my mum called me.
I know, but, like, I've never called him a bugger, so...
But all of a sudden...
Apparently it was my first word as a child. Apparently.
Was it?
My parents. Or up there in the first words. But I think I was trying to say bag is what they frame it as that, at least. I don't think my parents have ever really sworn around me, so I'll let them take Katie's defence that it can't have been them.
Good excuse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Susie, we're going to hear from you first, right?
Mhm.
So if you could, in the old-fashioned CNLZ kind of way, tell us what you're going to play and tell us where you got inspired from it by.
Yeah, I'm going to play a song first of all that I wrote last year at a time when I was feeling a little bit lonely. I'm a massive extrovert, and so it doesn't take that long without being around people for me to start feeling in need of some company. And I had a particular week where I don't know, I was doing university work and I got kind of my head down and had a lot on and didn't see people, and then got to the weekend and I reached out to loads of people, and the university where I was studying, it's not the kind of place where spontaneous things happen. Like, you have to book people weeks in advance, and no one was free. I was feeling a bit sorry for myself, and so I wrote a song about how, I guess in more seriousness, like, actually I realised I needed to be able to ask people for help, and I hadn't had to ask anyone for help, but I needed to be vulnerable with my friends. And yeah, so I wrote a song about that, and I don't know how many people watching this might be kind of isolating or in lockdown on their own, but I can imagine that a similar kind of feeling might be there for a lot of people at the moment. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that there are people watching us that are by themselves, and it is such a difficult time to be by yourself. And actually being vulnerable and asking people for help is such a difficult thing to do. Any advice for how to do it, or do you write a song? Is that the best way of doing it?
Maybe just write a song. I think you just probably have to bite the bullet and just actually be the first person to be vulnerable. It's a lot easier when someone else has shared something that they're finding hard to then share yourself, isn't it? So yeah, I genuinely think that is the way that we can build deeper friendships quicker, is by just being a little bit more real with people and not always having the sunny disposition. Also if you are just having a good time, I think that's completely fine to say as well. But sometimes you have to just do it, but maybe not with everyone. That's the other thing. So perhaps not on a live Facebook event. I don't know. You pick your core people, pick your team, and then confide in them.
Absolutely. And tell us what it's called again, please, Susie.
It's called Raw.
Susie Dobson playing Raw. Take it away.
Do you know me? Have I shown you inside? I think that I'm lonely. Am I wasting my time? Just crying for intimacy, carving out me from stone. Come breathe your life on these bones. You can call me anytime. I like to hear you speaking. Tell me how you're feeling right now. I'll tell you how I'm feeling right now. Oh, let's get raw. Let's get real with it. Come say the words that are stuck behind closed doors. If I can make myself a home, you can come stay here. know me? Have I shown you inside? I think that I'm lonely. Am I wasting my time? Just crying for intimacy, calling out to me from the stone. Come breathe your life on these bones.
Fantastic. That was absolutely brilliant, Susie. Forgive me, because one of the traditional questions we like to ask is who you remind people of, and last time you were on, I'm sure that's the obvious question we would have asked you. I can't for the life of me remember who you would have said, but I'm going to guess Katie Melua, a bit of Adele, that kind of strong, intimate female vocalist. Am I right? I'm in the right ballpark?
Well, I seem to remember that you might have suggested Suzanne Vega.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But maybe it depends on the song itself as well. I'm not sure. Because I think I get what you mean in the terms of, like, some of Adele's more kind of stripped back stuff. Maybe it's a similar vibe to that.
Yeah, definitely the stripped back stuff. But Katie Melua as well, don't you think?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell about yourself, really, is it? Probably. But yeah, I'll definitely check out more of her music as well and give it a listen.
Cool. There was someone on this, Pete, wasn't there, where I said, you remind me of Suzanne Vega, and they said, who's Suzanne Vega? And that was just awkward. That wasn't you, was it, Susie? It was. I'm sure it wasn't you. But hey, you've got a great reaction on Facebook. We got some lovely comments coming in, haven't we, Pete?
Yeah, absolutely. Sophie McDonald says lovely song. Peter Thomas says lovely voice. And Jill Nicolau says, oh, Susie is raw and a beautiful song. I can tell it is. It took a lot to write it. Gorgeous voice and acoustics. Thank you for sharing it with us. And, you know, that's so important, isn't it? That, you know, it's great to have musicians share their words and share their music with us every Friday night.
Very important. Thank you for sharing that song with us, Susie. And we'll be back for your second song very soon. But now it is the turn of Katie. Katie, what's the first track you've got lined up for us tonight? What's it all about? Sell it to us.
Hey, yeah. So this one is called Letters. It's sad but uplifting at the same time. So I wrote this after losing my granddad, and it was a strange time because I felt like I didn't process the grief very well at the time. And I know people react to things differently, so I thought, oh, well, this is normal. And then I was like, hang on a minute, I haven't actually cried a lot about this yet, you know. I just was like getting on with things, and I was like, there was lots that I'd still wanted to say to him too. So this song is kind of like a letter to my granddad, but also reflecting that the way I had reacted at the time was a bit strange. So yeah.
Grieving is such a strange thing. Like, you think you're going to be like crying all the time or something like that, but sometimes it doesn't happen like that. And I think at the moment, you know, we do need a decent discussion about death with what's going on, you know, like it's a part of life. But actually, yeah, grieving, sometimes all of a sudden it doesn't hit you in that way. Is that what you found? Like, is it something that you were expecting to cry? And you,
well,
and
I was obviously upset and I cried, but like I felt like I had to be strong there because I was with my family and like I'm looking after everybody and just had my little boy there, and I didn't really give myself time to process what had happened. Okay. You know.
So you were trying to be tough.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I just sort of like, I need to get this out my system, so I did it with a song, and then it's come from this. It's like a letter, kind of like a letter to my granddad. Yeah.
Well, it's great sentiments, eh, Rich?
Yeah, this sounds beautiful. You've really sold it really well. Come on then, Katie. We want to hear the track now. Take it away.
shines through it. And on a rainy day, I'll see hope in the rainbow, the same beauty I saw the day. Could we say
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, that was fantastic, Katie. Who was the first person that you performed that song to when you knew you had it perfected, you had it ready to go? Who's the first person that heard it?
A good question, actually. So when I was this song sort of gave me a new confidence to get back out there with my music again, because it's something that I hadn't done in years. I'd sort of gone into my teaching and then had my family, and it sort of fell by the wayside. So yeah, I'd lost my confidence with it all a bit, and I was like, I really want to get back out there. And so that was actually the first song I played at an open mic session, like after years of not playing music. So it was, yeah.
And what's it like as a performer, for anyone that isn't a performer, but you obviously are, when you're performing a track like that, what goes through your mind when you've got something so personal and you're sharing that with a crowd of people, guys that you don't even know, and you're hoping they're going to like it, they're going to relate to it? How does it feel? What are you thinking about?
Oh, I'm not really. I go into the moment and I'm thinking about where all my inspiration has come from for writing that song. And because when I think, well, for me anyway, when I write a song, it takes you to a place, that you were at the time when you wrote it and the thoughts that were going through your head and stuff. So it just takes me back to them certain feelings, and I hope that I bring them to life when I'm playing.
Yeah, well, it certainly was. It was a song where I could connect with a lot of the lyrics in there. I thought it was a really good mood, really good tempo. We got some nice feedback again, didn't we, Pete? Online on Facebook, we got some lovely comments coming in from guys that are watching us there. Marcus saying piano great, voice great song. Jill's put loads of lovely complimentary emojis up on there. I won't go through all of them because there's so many of them. But it feels like the type of song you want to hear as well as we're heading into lockdown 2. Just something a bit more melancholic, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, I think Daniel Steele says it right. Isn't it always the case that in life you almost forget to say your true feelings to the ones you love enough? A great song, I love your lyrics, and very moving. I've got to say, fantastic song, and I don't know how to move forward to our next quiz, but I'm going to anyway.
Well, Peter on Facebook says, what a talent, and I'm sure this quiz is going to showcase your talents, Pete, on how you've come up with some incredibly witty and meaningful questions.
Well,
what's it called?
Okay, you're building me up now, Rich. Okay, so we always do a quiz that's fairly easy for anybody to take part in. And it's usually like a multiple choice quiz. Well, I say multiple choice, it's just one thing or the other. This week, we have place name or animal. I've chosen some fairly rude names, and you have to guess, is it a place name or an animal? Couldn't be too difficult, could it? Richard?
No. Yeah, sorry, just loads of rude words suddenly pop into my mind there, but I'll leave it to you because you selected them.
Well, you covered Shitterton and Crapstone last week. I believe one's in Devon, one's in Dorset.
Yes. And they're both quite nice places, actually. Shitterton isn't what it sounds like.
I believe Shitterton got its name because it used to be some kind of open sewer or something like that. Anyway, Rich, seeing as you're there, let's go with you first. And I've chosen some names that are quite appropriate for you. So here we go. Let's play the music. All right. First name of either an animal or a place. Dick.
Dick. Well, when you said it was appropriate to me, I thought it was going to be Big Dick or something like that. But Dick, I'll take. I think that is a name of a place. Must be. Sounds like somewhere you'd find near Wales.
Sorry, near Wales.
I've seen one of these. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here, but it is an animal, right? It's
what have you seen?
A dick.
Unbelievable.
Right.
It's like a small antelope that you find if you're in various countries on safari.
Rich, we just happen to have a boffin with us
Now I'm embarrassed.
Susie Dobson, you're absolutely right. It is a small antelope that lives in the bushlands of eastern and southern Africa. Amazing. Wow.
No one likes to swat.
Nobody likes to swat. But Richard, a dick. That's a no for you. Here we go again. Humpy Bong. Humpy Bong. What do you think, Rich?
Humpy Bong. That sounds like some kind of like kangaroo type creature. I'd say I'd go to a zoo and look at a Humpy Bong. I reckon it's a creature. It's got to be a creature.
Humpy Bong is in Queensland. It's the name of this town in southeast Queensland that was derived from the indigenous word for shelter. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't. I obviously didn't know that. No. Wow.
That's wrong. Okay, here's another one. Bangs. Do you think it's an animal or a place name?
I reckon Bangs. I'm going to buy a house in Bangs. I'm going up Bangs tonight. Bangs is a place. Definitely. Scotland, isn't it?
Well done. Bangs is in Texas. It's located in Brown County. Brown County is nearly as bad as Bangs, isn't it?
Going for Bangs in Brown County.
All right. Well done on that. Here we go. Here's another one just for you. Slippery Dick. Is it an animal or a place?
It's got to be a place. You can't name an animal Slippery Dick. I know there's Moby Dick. Slippery Dick.
I once got you, Susie.
I once got in trouble when I did a quiz on the radio once, and the question was Moby Dick the name of a whale, the boat, a ship, or an embarrassing skin condition? I was told that was inappropriate. I'm going to say Slippery Dick is a place. It can't be an animal.
Yeah, well, it's wrong. Susie, you don't know what this one, do you? No.
I didn't know that one.
It's a species of wrasse native to the Atlantic Ocean. Play the music again. Boops. What do you think?
Boops.
As in Betty Boop.
Oh, okay. I
gives you
would
a clue,
say.
actually.
I'd say. Does it? I'd say that's a creature then. If you're talking about being Betty Boop, that's a person, so it must be a creature.
Absolutely. It's a species of sea bream fish native to the eastern Atlantic.
Right.
So you only got two?
Not so good.
Not so good, no. Susie, as you're the boffin in the house, going for you next.
I've only known the first one, so I set myself up for a fall here.
Super impressive. Ding dong. What do you think? Is it a species, an animal, or is it a place somewhere? Ding dong.
It could be. I guess it could be either. I would say that is creature, an animal.
I'm afraid not. It's in Texas, and it's
Are they
a
all in
community.
Texas?
And it's a community. Love this. Named after its founders, the Bell family. Fantastic. Love that. Finger marsh. Finger marsh.
What's that second part of the word?
Finger marsh. First word finger.
Yeah.
Second bit of the word marsh, as in like a swampy, boggy place.
A marsh. Oh, that sounds like a place.
It's actually a crab.
Weird.
Pink
It's
fairy. Pink fairy.
What have they? They've both been. Oh, an animal.
Wow. You really know your animals. This is another armadillo. It's the smallest armadillo species in the world, with a length of 3.5 to 4.5 inches.
Very good. I didn't know that.
That was just a pure guess, was it?
It was.
Sheepy parbor. Sheepy parbor.
So I do know that this is a place because my brother and I used to look through like the road map when we were in the car and look for like the weirdest names, and then we'd like play this sort of game where we'd come up with our own name and then we'd read out a ridiculous place name, and then the other person had to guess which one was the real one. And that is one that I remember reading out. That is a place name. It's somewhere in the UK.
You are a geek. I love it. You're a proper geek.
I can't defend myself.
Only geeks look at maps for fun.
Well, I'm also a geographer. But I mean, you've done it to make the quiz, so I'm going to throw it right back at you.
That's true. I'm in trouble now. Okay, last one for you, Susie. You're doing very well. You've got two out of the 4 that you've done. Get this one right, and you overtake Richard Latto. Wobgong. Wobgong.
So far I've had 2 of each, haven't I? So there's no law of averages.
You're a mathematician as well, eh?
Yeah. I'm going to say that is a place.
I'm afraid not.
No.
Its official name is a tasseled wobblegong, or wobgong. It's a species of carpet shark, and can grow up to 6 feet long. And it kind of has these colourful blotches on it. It's a really unusual creature, actually, if you want to check it out. Katie, do you think you're up for this? You've only got to get 3,
okay,
and you'll actually win. Not that we've got any kind of prize for you. Sorry, that was the wrong sound effect. Okay, here we go. Hellbender. Katie in the attic. Hellbender.
I'm going to Hellbender. Or that's a cute Hellbender.
It would be a... What's right? I shouldn't say anything.
Hellbender.
I know a few
It's
people
a
that
place.
should be called
Go on.
Hellbender.
Let's call it a place. This is all good.
I'm afraid not. It's the largest amphibian in North America and grows up to 29 inches. It's a little lizard thing. Fried egg. Fried egg. What do you think it is? Is it a place? is it an animal?
It's not an animal. It's a place. A fried egg has to be a place.
I'm afraid not. It's a kind of jellyfish, and it gets its name from its strong resemblance to a fried egg, sunny side up. Unbelievable. Oh, God, this quiz. You've got to get the next 2.
Let's go get, yeah.
Oh, next 3. Oh, yeah. Next 3 to win, really. Wet wang. Wet wang. Wet wang. One word. Wet wang.
I want them all to be places. Like.
She's thinking,
I've said place 2 times now. If I say animal, it's going to be a blooming place.
So what do you think?
Let's just say I'm going to Wet Wang.
Is that your answer?
Let's call it an animal.
Katie in the attic. It's actually A famous village in East Riding of Yorkshire. Did you know that one, Susie? Did that come up on your little route finder?
Oh, my mum would have known that.
It didn't. I didn't remember it coming up.
Well. All right, here we go. 2 left for you, Katie. Screamer.
Screamer. Animal.
This is actually harder than I thought it would be. It's a place in Alabama.
Come on, I thought this would have been like a screaming animal or something.
In the 19th century, Native Americans used to loudly heckle white train travelers as they passed by the reservation. That's why it's called Screamer in Alabama. All right,
Okay.
one more. Here we go.
I'm not going to get any of these right.
Slick poo.
Slick poo.
Oh, slick poo, wasn't it?
Let's
Slick.
go for slick poo. Let's go for an animal. Why not?
I'm so sorry. It's a place in Idaho, and it was named after the landowner Josiah Slick Poo.
Josiah Slick Poo. What an unfortunate name.
So we do have a situation, a head-to-head, indeed, between
Ooh.
Susie and Rich. The one who wins this can tell us their funniest place name. Hump Tulips. Whoever shouts out first.
The creature.
Oh, we have different ones anyway. Nice.
Susie, what do you think?
I think it's a place.
It is. It's a place, and it's in Grays Harbor County, Washington, US of A. Well done. So, Susie, because you won this and you've studied the atlas on those car journeys when you were little, any awkward place names come up while you were studying that atlas?
There are lots of places called like something bottom. I'm pretty sure there's like a little bottom and a hairy bottom. So those are probably the best ones that we found really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, hilarious. There's a park bottom near where I grew up in Cornwall. Rich, you must have a few more funny place names up your sleeve.
Crapstone is definitely the highlight of Devon. That's on Dartmoor, isn't it? Crapstone. Yeah. There's this wonderful village. We used to go up on Dartmoor sometimes, try and find a nice country pub. And there's this village that's absolutely beautiful called Crapstone. And as soon as you got there, you thought, what is this gorgeous place? And they had this massive sign right on the outskirts going, welcome to Crapstone. And you think, it's just not doing it any favours, is it? You'd think they would have changed it at some point.
Absolutely. And there's a place called Cox in Cornwall. Any funny place names up there in Scotland near you, Katie?
Oh yeah, the Orkney Islands. There's a place called Twat.
Ah, yes. I know someone that went.
I've been to Twat before.
I know someone that went to go and report on the Island Games at Twat, and they ended the news report and went, Fred Blogs, BBC News. Twat. You're right there, you know. Oh, that was that was fun.
Well, Susie, is your next song funny or somber?
There's a touch of humour in it,
right,
but
good.
It's not somber either. Yeah, the next song that I'm gonna play is a little love story. A song I wrote in my first year. Basically, I don't know if you guys have ever read The Metro. Do you?
Yeah, all the time.
Metro?
Oh, the best thing about The Metro is, of course, the dating bit. Like
this is what it's inspired by.
Yeah.
So the Rush Hour crush.
Rush Hour
in the
crush.
Metro.
How could I forget?
Where for anyone who has not read The Metro,
It was ridiculous.
basically
It was like, oh, the guy in the red jacket on the Central Line, just going past Lancaster Gate at 8:30 in the morning. I really love you. I think you're amazing. But, of course, the tube is such that you never do the same journey like over and over again.
Don't make too much fun of it because it's inspired the song.
Sorry.
No, but yeah, it's funny. And then basically there's a Facebook page equivalent to this at like the university that I've just studied at in Cambridge, and people do these similar things. You post anonymously, like to the person in this library, because as we've seen, everyone in Cambridge is a bit of a nerd, and so people post like the person in this library sat there at this time. Like, do you want to go for a coffee? And some people tag their friends in the post, and I just wondered if anyone ever actually, if anything came of any of these posts. And in the Rush Hour Crush, you do sometimes see people replying, like saying, the person who wrote this one, like, what was it me? Like, I don't know. And
That's
then
right. There are those moments.
There are the replies. And so I just thought, what would happen if someone actually did manage to get in touch via one of these Rush Hour Crush or the Facebook page in Cambridge. And yeah, so I wrote a song envisaging two people trying to find each other on one of these things.
Very sweet. I mean, I've not read the Metro for a long time, but Rush Hour Crush. Well, I've got a colleague that's always talking about Rush Hour Crush. He just thinks it's brilliant. And it is kind of, you read it and you kind of think, will somebody ever write about me? And it's a weird thing that goes through your head.
Yeah, exactly.
But then if somebody did write about you, wouldn't it be strange? Like, wouldn't you think, oh, right, somebody's stalking me?
Yeah, well, so it has happened. So in Cambridge, you always tag your friends in the comments, like, oh, this one could be about you. And usually it's kind of a tenuous link. But when you find one that you're like, this is definitely about this person that I know, that's really fun. And I have actually received some, mainly because I played this song at a university big event over the summer, which was a replacement for like all the big parties that happened at the end of the year that were cancelled. And yeah, so I've had a few, but not in the Rush Hour Crush. I think that's more of a feat because there are a lot of people, as you say, on the tube every morning, and not so many people studying at university. But
sweet. So you're actually saying that you got together with somebody, or some romantic thing happened, or...
I've just had an anonymous person, or more than one, typing into this, I guess, a Google form or something to express their admiration of the song, probably. I don't know.
Well, that's very sweet. Very sweet. Well,
but it is quite weird, as you say. Yeah.
If anybody on Facebook Live tonight wants to actually say their undying love for Susie Dobson, then please do. Susie, what's the song called?
And the song is called From the Girl in the Red Dungarees. From the Girl
in the Red Dungarees. Susie Dobson, take it away.
To the boy in the Waterstones cafe today, you were sat with your laptop till 3, and the light in your eyes turned my heart the wrong way. From the girl in the red dungarees. Oh, red dungaree girl, please give me a clue. I'm not sure, but it might have been me. I was wearing a scarf that was yellow and blue, and drinking a peppermint tea. boy with the scarf and the obsession with tea. My first name starts with an A. Tomorrow, same place, same time. If you're free, I'll be wishing the morning away. Oh, red dungaree girl whose name starts with A. There's nothing that I would like more. I've got violin practice most of the day, but I'll be there at 3:45. And to the boy who still doesn't like coffee, I'm sorry I made you try mine. I just wanted to say that you've made this the best day I've had in a while. Oh, red dungaree girl, now what can I say? Except that I did tell you so. Your company made it a very fine day. I was sorry when I had to go.
Definitely didn't catch us out there with a trick ending. Wow. Well, that was brilliant. I love some of the lyrics in there. So the boy who doesn't like coffee, I'm sorry I made you try mine. Fantastic. We've all looked at those columns in the back of the newspapers and just gone, what sad people have obviously signed up and put themselves in these places. But you do have to empathise with them as well. And I think, you painted the picture there so well. That was great. What kind of reaction have you had from guys when you have played that? Have you had people that have said, I am one of those people that sends in entries to the back of the newspaper?
I mean, no one's ever admitted to that, but
you wouldn't, would you?
My friends all, that's their favourite song that I've written, I think. And yeah, I just think people just like it because it's sweet and innocent, and you can sort of imagine it happening, but also it seems it's sort of, almost maybe too good to be true. I don't know, because it is unlikely that would happen as a result of the metro. But yeah, I think people maybe they relate to it more than they would let on.
It's funny you describe it obviously as sweet and innocent, but I know I've got friends that are going to be like permanent bachelors all their life, and they're on Plenty of Fish, they're on Craigslist, if that's still even a thing. And sweet and innocent are not words I would use to describe them. Is all I'll say. That was a lovely, lovely tune though. That was really, really nice. Even though I was caught out by the ending, I'm not going to hold that against you. Pete, what was your take? What response we had on Facebook?
Yeah, lovely. Jill says, love this song. Beautiful voice and acoustics. Goes so perfectly well. Victoria Brooks says, love the smiling throughout. Yeah, your delivery is fantastic, Susie. Yeah, really brilliant. Ali Artahar, who's the reason why we've got our swearing special this week. He says, coffee, peppermint tea, dunno. He's not into it. Oh, I think what he's saying is coffee's much better than peppermint tea, maybe.
I see. I don't drink either myself, so.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think there's a certain age maybe that you get into coffee. Is that right, Rich? You haven't hit that age yet, have you?
No, I'm not such. I've always been an Earl Grey drinker, but no, not coffee. I think. Yeah, there's a certain point.
Who the hell are you, Benedict Cumberbatch?
I love it. I love it. It's whenever you go to business meetings or something, they go, "Do you want a tea?" You go, "Well, only if you've got an Earl Grey," and they immediately think more of you. No one ever says, "Oh, I'll have a breakfast tea or an English breakfast" or that. You don't say that, do you?
I think that's what everyone likes. We have loads of teas at our house, and we always offer them all to everyone who comes. One of my housemates got the list of them down. She can say them all. Loads of fancy herbal teas. And everyone always wants the first thing she says, which is just a Yorkshire tea. And so, I don't think we've ever given anyone anything else. So I don't know.
People like it, but I don't think they're ready to admit to it. I don't think, when you go to a restaurant or something and they reel off a list of the teas, you're not going to go, "Yeah, I'll have the Builder's tea, mate." You're not going to say that, are you? Really? Or maybe it's a different thing. If you're north of London, Yorkshire tea is like in your blood, isn't it? So
I'm always confused with Yorkshire tea because they don't grow it there. So what gives it the Yorkshire thing? I've got no idea. Also some comments about the quiz. I'm still laughing at Wet Wang, Victoria Brooks, and Tony Pooley says twat, excellent. So yeah, lots of really good comments about the quiz.
You have to hope people have watched this before they look at the comments, because that could be a bit confusing otherwise.
Yeah. Very true.
It could be interesting, couldn't it? I just think the Dick as well was really good, and Slippery Dick as well. Fantastic. What do you think, Rich?
So there's a feather in your cap if you know your slippery dick from your dick, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So we should hear our very last song tonight, I think, from Katie in the Attic, otherwise known as Katie Hughes. Just out of interest there, Katie, what did you think of Susie's song?
Oh, absolutely lovely. Yeah. Really, really enjoyed it. I liked your inspiration and your take on that, and just turning into something of your own. It's amazing. Yeah,
Thank
lyrics
you.
are fab.
Cool. Yeah, I think everybody loved the lyrics. So what's the name of your song coming up there, Katie?
Do you know, it was really hard to choose what to play tonight. I was going to go for someone on the guitar, but I've changed my mind. So this one's called Dream World. It's one I wrote, God, it'd be over 10 years now, when I was at university. And it's sort of like about going off into your own world, and I think we all do that sometimes, when we're like wanting to escape what it is we have to do, like you're studying and your essays and all that stuff.
Procrastination.
So, yeah,
That's
absolute procrastination, like going off into my own dream world and thinking of all these other things. So yeah, I'm sure we're all quite good at that sometimes. So this is just what that's inspired from, really.
And tell us the name of the song again.
Dream World.
Fantastic. So Katie in the Attic, let's hear Dream World.
Time
so gutsy. That was a fantastic song, particularly a great song to end on. Katie, thank you so much. That was great. I could tell that it was one of those songs you must have enjoyed performing because you just had that kind of sense of real energy and you're really getting into it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And is that one of those songs that you'd save till right at the end of the night? Is it a good finisher?
Yeah, I would say so. Absolutely.
Yeah, and do you tend to get the crowd really getting into it? Do you notice you get this kind of vibes?
More of a more upbeat songs, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
That was superb, wasn't it, Pete? How's it been going down on the socials? I see we're getting a few comments in, again, on Facebook. Loads of people with the hand-clapping emojis. Yes, Katie, powerful and dramatic, people are saying. Wow.
Well, that's Marcus Magellan there. He's actually going to be on next week, so we'll be watching Marcus with Leela Jane next week. So thanks for watching this week there, Marcus.
Excellent, that's good. And Jill, yeah, with some nice comments as well. Yeah, loads and loads of love. And what's going to happen is during the week you're going to cut up these songs and they're going to be on the YouTube channel for CNZL, aren't they? So you'll be able to find them all on there. But the most important thing we've got to ask both of you guys now is where can people find out more information about you in particular? Katie, let's start with you. Where can people go online to find out more about your back catalogue and your portfolio of music?
So I've got my two places at the moment. So my Facebook page, that's at Attic Katie, and my Instagram is #AtticKatie as well. So there's my two places. I've got lots of songs on there. Have a look and start following me. I'm hopefully going to be getting some of my recordings up soon as well. So that's my next big thing. I have been working hard on recording to get my stuff up on SoundCloud and things. So.
Well, that's one of the advantages of the lockdown, isn't it, Pete? That people have been saying to us of the opportunity to get these things done. You know, you constantly put it off and think, oh yeah, I'll just do that one day. Well, you've got no excuses now. How about yourself, Susie? Where's the best place for people to go?
Yeah, the Facebook page is a good place to go. If you search, I think it might be at Susie Dobson Music, but if you just search Susie Dobson and SusieDobsonMusic.com, if I can get it out there. It's my website, which will also have stuff on there, and there's stuff on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I don't remember to update them all the time, but the Instagram is at Susie Dobson Music, and I believe that Twitter is at Susie_Dobson. There's quite a lot there. There's from this summer we actually recorded a gig in my garden, and it was about an hour.
Yeah, the garden gigs are really good. I can really guarantee those. They're a good little watch, actually. I like those.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that's on YouTube, also on Facebook and on Instagram. So if anyone wants to watch an extended time of music, we recorded that and put it up on all the different social media platforms. Oh, and Bandcamp if you would like an EP.
Bandcamp. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we don't often get many guys plugging Bandcamp, do we, Pete?
No, but it's a good resource actually. Well, thanks so much for tuning in this week. It's been really brilliant. Sorry, I'm on this camera over here. It's been really brilliant, and thanks so much for Katie in the Attic and also Susie Dobson. You've both been great guests. Sorry, let's just reorientate myself. I just want to say a quick thank you to Jill, to Ali, to Marcus, and Irena, and loads of other people, Victoria. Thanks everybody for watching. This is the community that we like to build. Hopefully you'll be getting a glass of something that you like, watching these musicians, having a bit of fun, and supporting live music. If you like one of these artists tonight, please get in touch with them. I'm sure that they'd love to hear from you. But that's all for this week. Join Marcus Magellan and also Leela Jane. She's been on before and she's absolutely fantastic, playing the guitar. And see you next week. Take care.